Hey, good afternoon. Thank you for coming back to another video, Tony Montana. Making this video in response to Green Rivers Kennels comment, to fair comments rather, because there's a couple of things that he mentioned there, and had a couple of things he perhaps wanted me to clarify. One of the things is if I correct a lot of behaviors, why didn't I correct that mounting behavior? And I actually, I'm not correcting behaviors. Really, I'm not. And I'm not looking to humanize the animals. I'm not looking to make them act like humans. A lot of the things I allow them to act like dogs. Allow them to be dogs and show me what dogs do and how they behave among each other. Yes, it's not something I really wanted to see. I really did not expect that, and I really expected the one of the males, the one on the bottom, let's call him that one. I wanted him to react like it's normal, like I expected from all my dogs. At a certain age, they react. But it was actually supposed to be the other way around, really. Remember, the puppy was the one mounting the adult dog. So I expected the adult dog to express his dominance over the puppy. In there, I would have, I would have corrected it a little bit because I'm the alpha there. However, since I saw the puppy doing this to the adult male, I needed to see what was going to happen. I needed to see if the adult male was finally going to react appropriately. And what's appropriately? Not stand for that. And you can see my females, you can see my other males reacting just the way I'm telling you, not having it. When either the female or the males, well, mostly the males. The female, the males don't care if the female, especially the little one, who I consider, who is the alpha of the pack. And I'll tell you why later. I've mentioned this before, but since Green River Kennels, you probably haven't seen much of my channel. So basically, I allow them to be who they are. I allow them to show me. They are my teachers. I always express that. I continue to run that. I learn a lot more from them than from what people tell me. People tell me what they assume, how they interpret things, and that may be right, but only the dogs show me the right and what's what. What did I learn from that? From the dog, from Chico Lopez dog? Well, that the dog was no good. It was a big L. No good in terms of standard. Let me clarify. No good in terms of the American people's standard. No good. It's a good, sweet animal. Yes, I took it as a gigantic L because I didn't just lose what I spent on that dog. I also lost what I spent on a future dog that I never got my money back from. And that's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. So it was a big loss. So it is a loss. I just eventually I'll give them to someone when I find the right person. If it's not my nephew or one of the other family members, I eventually will. When I need more space for a more appropriate, more to the standard American People Terrier. Same, eventually, I do like racing them. So a lot of times I do either sell them or give them away, even if they're great dogs, because I do enjoy learning from different dogs. And I can only learn if I get different dogs, different dogs. And I raise them and I see their peculiar personalities. Now, Green River, you asked me how I do this. What's my process? And I've explained this a couple of times in different videos. I'll do the courtesy of explaining it again. I basically let's start this. I started with one dog. I raised that dog from as young as possible, 8 weeks. 8 weeks is my preferred time. I raised him literally with me, hands on, sleeps with me. I take care of him. The dog starts to see me because remember, this dog for 8 weeks is going from mom and little mates as a pack to myself. So I'm just taking the baton from my mom teaching the pup to me teaching the pup, and the dog always being receptive to that. Ya vio el perrito. Look at that. He's seen that little dog, so the dog. Anyway, sorry. So, I see that little dog. So I'm having a little problem. Leave it. Especially the little one, because the little one hasn't learned to control his urges. The other ones, they also see the other one as little. So, leave it, papito. Let's go. Move it. Let's go. Right. But he's all about it, like they were when they were little. He's just young and still. Hey, calm down. Don't look act crazy. And no, this is not going to ruin him as a standard. It's still in genetics. I'm teaching him, to calm, not to act a fool, because it really doesn't help in any manner. In any way, it just makes a loud noise, and it looks wrong on the breed. It doesn't help at all. So I want him to calm himself, the urges like these other two learn, and the other dogs I've always had. Anyway, going back, I get them from puppies very young, and I basically teach them a certain way. Once the dog is at least around 10 months, I don't do it before 10 months, and I'll tell you why. But at least 10 months to 11 months, 11 months is better. I could get another puppy, same age, real tiny, introduce him to the other dog as mine, same, and I become extremely protective, like the mom would of the pups when they're around other dogs. So I become that protective, maternal position in this circle, and then I do the same. I'll allow, once the pup, the young adult, I guess 11 months, you'll start becoming a young, or I don't know what you would call it, but I would call it a young adult. That's 11 months, 12 month dog starts enjoying the playfulness. How you doing? Starts enjoying the playfulness of the puppy, and the puppy goes all out, 100% on this older dog. And the plus is that this 100% that the puppy would do on a young adult isn't going to do any damage. Well, it will do damage, but superficial damage on the adult dog, which it just scratches and cuts. That it's no problem for the adult. And the puppy gets to do 100% all out until, he learns it, like, okay, it's just, how many times you're gonna do this until it gets old between that dog, and it becomes fun. It becomes friendly gestures. A little rough, but friendly. And then once that second pup gets to 11, 12 months, again, I repeat the process. Same thing. Again, stay. See? Go. Again, repeat the process. And very important, I do two things that are very important. I know most people won't. My dogs sleep with me, especially the puppies. As young, the puppies will sleep with me unless they pee on the bed or they really don't want to. They sleep with me on my bed until they're at least 7 months. At least 7 months, but a lot of times they sleep with me more. They enjoy it, they love it, and this is part of the mentality that I'm forging here. Pack. We are together, and I am the alpha. And same thing like this. Walking them together also makes those correct connections. And this is the important thing, why I say 6 or 7 months. And I mentioned this in my other videos. In 6 or 7 months of life are the most important I repeat, the most important time in the dog's life in terms of mental development is around 6-7 months. So all these wire connections of canine behavior that you want, that are not related to the pit bull terrier, but more of the canine, more of the dog in the pit bull terrier, well, I'm making those connections. And even when they don't get along with ex-dog, because that happens with like people, there's some people that you don't get along just. So you can't expect every dog to get along with every other dog. Same thing, you can't expect more from a dog than you expect from a person. So, you know, I do make these dogs more social, less likely to attack small dogs, for example, and more able to socialize. Not with other dogs, but be able to interpret the scene rather than just be reactive. Like many dogs that are not socialized, they are reactive to what they learn. You know, they know that either you are friendly or to attack, and they mostly will attack. So that's that. That's the top and bottom, in general sense, of how I do things here. Anyway, I hope you like this explanation, Green River, and I do understand your point, and I do take it as an L. I just got to figure out what to do with it, you know, with it. But I do enjoy the dog. He's a nice pet, certainly a pet bull. And the reason why I made that video is because accusation of people saying, or accusation of Chico saying that that I force the dogs into having sex, that I've had sex with the dogs. That was the gist of why I put the video, for those fanboys that are still, believing that I forced them somehow, even though there was no breeding stand, or, you know, it's ridiculous. But I was just showing you organic behavior of dogs, assessing their dominance over the other, their hierarchy over the other. Come on, this way. Come. Anyway, this is Tony Montana. Till next time.